AFC South before I was distracted, excuse me. More faith in Houston or Jacksonville?
All right, I'm going to make a proclamation here.
Oh, great.
I know it's not predictions week.
No.
So this isn't a team-related prediction. We'll wait for that for predictions week. And you guys can clip this, save this, throw it back at me. If Trevor does not have a better year this year than C.J. Stroud, the nickname's gone. Nickname's gone.
How are we measuring better year?
I'll let you guys vote on it. I'll stay out of it. All I'm staying.
Okay.
I trust Bruce and coach's integrity.
Okay.
And you can be the deciding vote if they disagree, KW.
I don't think they're going to disagree.
I think that Houston's offensive line was hugely problematic last year, and they traded away their best offensive lineman. I think that the receiver injuries are significant, and now all of a sudden Joe Mixon is banged up in camp. Jacksonville, on the other hand, got better on the offensive line, brought in Travis Hunter. Brian Thomas Jr. was phenomenal last season, should only be better in year two. I think that the coaching, like the Wild's take that if you've won a Super Bowl as a head coach, you have to be above all the non-Super Bowl winning head coaches, was really put to the test by old Doug Peterson. But he's gone now. And I think Liam Cohen will be good for Trevor. And I think that while I don't love the back end of their defense at all, I think that they will have a good pass rush. And I like Bigsby and Etienne, but they might trade Etienne. I like Bigsby. So I think Jacksonville can be good, and I think Trevor understands what's at stake for him this season, and I think he will have the best season of his career and be the best quarterback in that division.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting because this is where one of the takes where me and Nick agreed more. We're a lot closer on than we are farther apart. I think C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. I do believe that. I think Liam Cohen has the potential to be a top offensive coach in the NFL. I'm not saying he's elite. I'm not saying he's entering the party with Andy Reid and Sean McVay, but I believe that I think what he did with Baker was awesome. And what he's done, even what he did with college and Will Levis, I think there's a lot to like there. And I'm, one of the common themes of how I view, the lens that I view the NFL is so much heavily geared towards coaching and the importance of coaching, which you just really don't see a lot, honestly, in general conversations. I'm definitely one of the people that really bangs that drum again and again and again because it's really, really important to me. And I was just talking about this in the comment section where I was just like, the floor of quarterbacks is so high now. So high. The last domino to fall is really just like, are there enough great coaches? So do I believe that Liam Cohen can enter the category of Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur, like that level of coaching? Like, yeah, I'm not saying he's guaranteed to do it right away. And I'm also on the record saying, like, I struggle with a little bit of evaluating Jacksonville's roster because it has been a bit of a mess. And I personally struggle with evaluating players and just a team overall when I don't have confidence in the coaching. Just harder for me to kind of see with what you got there. Because it's always kind of a battle to be like, is this coaching? Is this a roster issue? And it's just tough, especially when now a quarterback's going down and being banged up and being injured. But I mean, I do think there's real question marks about the Texans. There's a lot to like about the Houston Texans, and like I said, I think C.J. Stroud is awesome. I really do. I think he's awesome. But there was such a key difference between someone like Liam Cohen and Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick really struggled to help CJ out when the offensive weapons were in and out of the lineup with injuries. Okay? Liam Cohen absolutely thrived when Baker Mayfield was dealing with those issues. And again, Liam Cohen was able, I just made a video about this, just like an hour ago, about talking about Baker and what Liam was able to give with Baker and give him so much more of these easy plays, so many more of these screen plays, behind the line of scrimmage plays, gave him great answers when dealing with the blitz and pressure. And I just feel as though that's going to be the case with Trevor Lawrence. And I think there'll be some real question marks about not only the roster for the Houston Texans, but as well as coaching. I mean, they have a new coordinator who's in there now who never really had to be a coordinator, right? He was working under Sean McVay. And when Sean McVay is your head coach and your offensive head coach, like, he is the offense, he is the coordinator. Like, you're really just like doing what Sean McVay is telling you to do at that point. And that matters. I also feel that the style of offense that Sean McVay runs with his quarterbacks, a CJ Stroud will absolutely be able to thrive under, but you need to protect your quarterback and you need the weapons there. And it's one of those things where if you protect your quarterback and you got some weapons, you can absolutely feast and be an elite playmaker from the pocket, which CJ Stroud clearly can do. But what CJ Stroud needs right now is things a lot easier. He needs way more layups given to him. And if Liam Cohen went over and was the coordinator for the Texans, I would be way higher. I really would. I'd be like, all right, that's great. CJ Stroud can take care of the hard stuff. Give him the easy stuff. Just create an offense where he can get some ease, something off his back a little bit, and he'll be great. But the Jacksonville Jaguars have that. So I do believe that Trevor Lawrence will have a big bounce back year and have a significant more amount of success than he's had in years past. And so, for those reasons, I really do have more faith. I mean, like, just even think about a team like the Texans. In year one with CJ Stroud, rocked the NFL. People were like, oh my God, this is one of the best years, if not the best rookie year we've ever seen. Won a playoff game. Really, really exciting stuff. And then in year two, it was a bit of a mess, uneasy, injuries, all that stuff. It's fine. Fired offensive coordinator, still a young quarterback, still a lot to deal with for a quarterback in year two. Didn't have protection, et cetera, et cetera. Again, totally defend it, not jumping off CJ, the CJ Stroud train. But now in year three, it's like the win-loss total is 8.5. I mean, that's low for a quarterback who I think has the potential to be actually solidify himself as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. As someone who's should be one of those quarterbacks where year after year, you're always like, well, of course he's always a threat to win the MVP, right? Like the similar conversations years away from now, but that we have with Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, where it's just those quarterbacks, we're not questioning how great are those quarterbacks going to be in any given year. We just know they're great. And again, they're a special kind of great. I'm not saying CJ Stroud is 100% there or can ever reach there. I mean, I don't know. But my point is since he had a great year and then an inconsistent year, people are still kind of like, what are we doing here? And 8.5 is low. 8.5 is definitely low, especially when you're talking about the Colts. It's like, who the heck's their quarterback? And you got the Tennessee Titans, and we got a rookie quarterback there, and it's just that's 4 games that of what should be a mess compared to a team like the Houston Texans, who should have a lot more continuity and stability, both at the coach and quarterback position individually, let alone coach-quarterback duo. When now judging them in their own category, the duo category. So it's just that's a little unsettling, honestly. And I don't live and die by over-unders and win-loss total, but it's still a decent frame of reference, honestly. Most of the other division winners, like the predicted divisional winners, like the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs, and they're all around 11, right? And so that's 3-game difference. I think most of them are 11.5, depending on which one you're using for your win-loss total. So. But yeah, obviously the Jags are at 7.5, and I don't know what's going to happen with Travis Hunter, where he's really going to take majority of his snaps, if it's offense, defense, what really the plan is, or what's even predicted. We're yet to have a real honest conversation about where could he actually have the most amount of impact? What are the chances if he has to choose one? What position will he truly be the best at, right? Offense or defense? Everyone just seems to be obsessed with the fact that he's going to play both sides of the ball. I do not think that's going to be the case for the long term. Will they be able to do it for this year or whatever because they want it so badly? Sure. But in terms of long-term career trajectory, I do not see that happening in terms of like true, like I'm making a huge impact on offense and I'm making a huge impact on defense. I don't see that happening in the long term. So that's what then makes it kind of confusing as to like, well, then what is year one going to look like right now? Can he still have a pretty big impact, but then has to transition away? Or is it just kind of like, this isn't working. We now have to kind of abandon this, but then we still try to force it at times. Like I don't know, honestly, and obviously. So that's definitely kind of a wrinkle. I would feel a lot more confident if everyone just believed in how great Travis Hunter is and they just knew, yep, he's going to be great on defense. That's all he is. Or, yep, that's another weapon for Trevor and Liam, for that matter, to put on offense. He's going to be a great wide receiver, and, boom, there we go. Don't have that information right now, obviously. And so I haven't been able to put, like, my full confidence and faith behind a Jacksonville Jaguars team, but as of right now, I am confident that they are going to be significantly better than what they've been, and I do believe that we will, as long as the roster ends up being good enough, and I really just mean that, good enough. It doesn't need to be great, doesn't need to be elite, doesn't need to be special, but just good enough, a good enough floor. This will be Trevor Lawrence's best year in the NFL. And so, yeah, as of right now, I will have to more faith in Houston or Jacksonville. Going to have to go with Jacksonville, even though I'm a big believer in CJ Stroud. But I believe in what they're doing offensively from a coaching perspective more so. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Who do you have more faith in? The Houston Texans or the Jacksonville Jaguars? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.